Hi, what's going on, guys? I am Bihosh from Cars, and today we are going to see how to create some awesome navbar using just CSS and HTML. And that's what we are going to build right now. Some awesome and cool navigation on hover on item in the navbar. It's very simple and very easy, and it's cool. So let's jump to the good stuffs and create this thing here. First thing, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code like an editor in this tutorial, and I have a logo image here which you can use, and also you can use any one you want, any logo you are familiar with or you want. First thing first, I'm going to create my template here by pressing this tab. By the way, I am using Emmet plugin. It's a plugin for the Visual Studio Code. It's an amazing plugin with the cool stuffs you can do. For the title of this page, I am going to use Card, which is my brand. The second thing, I'm going to create a div with the class Navbar, which will wrap my navbar. The second thing I'm going to create an image tag, and the src put your image with your extension GPG, and let's create a nav element here which will contain an UL, li, not a label, li with an a, href, and home. I'm going to copy this line here and paste it several times with an about page, pricing page, and why not services, or maybe contact page. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you put here. It's just for learning purpose. And now I'm going to jump to my CSS file and start styling my elements. For the body element, I'm going to create to make it margin 0 and the padding 0. I'll give it some background, some light gray, for example F9, F9, F9. Let's grab our class, our navbar class, give it some background color. I will make it white, why not, and some border bottom, I will make it 202 pixels solid, and let's see what we have here. As you see, nothing special, nothing cool. I am not styling anything. The second thing I'm going to make is I'm going to select my image. First, I will give it a class with the logo. Let's pick this logo class. I will give it some width, not width, and you can use any width you want, any width that you see it's good for your situation. It doesn't matter if you make it 200 or 100 or anything. The most important is to make it great and cool and looks good on your situation. and what's under milk, make it float left. Let's see what we have here. What we have here. I'm not reference to my file style.css. I'm not just reference to this. I'm linking to this file right now. Okay, not. As you see, it starts to change, but it's not like we want. We want some space here and here. So I will give the Navbar class some padding from 0. I will give it for top and the bottom. I will give it 0, and for the left and the right I will make it 10%. It's okay. It starts looking a little bit makes sense. Okay, and let's take our nav element and float to the right, as you see here. But our navbar div here, it disappears here. It doesn't appear anymore because of the float here. So let's do some trick here. Navbar, and I will use a pseudo class before content and what else? Display. I will display it like a table. And what else? Display like a table. Let's see what we have here. It doesn't appear, not yet. And what else? It's a track. I'm not using this one for a long time ago, and I can't remember anymore what the track is. Yes, I'm going to use clear bold from both sides. Not yet. So it's after. Yes, that's it. Now we can see our navbar, our div here. The next thing we are going to do is to style our UL. I'll make it list style none. Disappear this strange, this word things, and the margin for 0, padding 0. Let's style our nav ULI elements. I will display it like what? Inline block. That's it. I'll display it like inline block. As you see, it starts to make sense, but it's not completed. We must do other things. We must complete it until the end. For the li, that's okay. Let's give it some margin from the left. Margin left. What about 10 pixels? Maybe more. 50 pixels. Okay, looks cool. Let's style our URL, li and href, our links here. Let's give it some colors, like for example this dark one. And for text decoration, of course, text decoration none. Removing this underline, this word underline. That's it. Let's pick our logo and give it some margin 10 pixels from top and the bottom, and 0 from left and right. That's it. Okay, to give it some margin from here. And for the li elements, let's give it some padding. Top for 55 pixels, maybe more than, maybe less. That's it. Looks cool. Let's make it a little, the font size, let's make it a little bigger font size. What about 1.rm? Okay, I like that one. It's okay. I'm not using a customized fonts here, because just for showing you how these chunks are built. If I'm going to use it in a production website, for example, maybe I am going to change this font because I don't like it at all. This is a word fonts. It's not a good. It's not like for the logo one. This font is not good at all. But it's not a problem. It's not a problem for us in this situation. Let's continue and see what we are going to do right now. Okay, this is a navbar, and now we are going to create our animation. To create our animation, of course, I am going to use the pseudo elements. For example, this one for the href link, before or not before, after the href link, I will display black, hide maybe 3, maybe 2 pixels, width 100 pixels, the full width available, and the background color not white but this dark one. Okay, as you see here, it starts to appear, but I want this one to appear when I hover on the element, not like that. So I will make it scale or transform scale 0, to scale it to 0, to shrink it until it does not appear anymore. So I will make it appear when I hover on the element. Touch hover, dot after. I will scale it. Yes, using the transform property. Transform scale 1. Okay, it starts to make sense. But I want this one to be appeared just when I hover. Yes, it appears when I hover, but it appears in the soft. Why? I want to be some animation here. I want to make it animated. So let's make our transition. Transition for the property. Which property? For transform property. Transform. Transform property is in out for 250 milliseconds. Okay, it starts to make sense. And also for the transition color is in out for 2 milliseconds. 200 milliseconds. But when I hover on this one, color of black, you can also change the opacity between two states, between the basic stance, the initial stance, the initial state, and the last state. I will make it 0 in the first, and opacity, it will go from 0 and 1 to 1 in the hover state. And why not make it transition on the opacity property. It's not fully responsive navigation bar. It's basic, it's very basic one. It's not something advanced in the CSS or HTML. Basic one. Thanks for watching and see you later. Goodbye.